First thing, where's my screen? What do I do with this? How can I review the photo? Is it actually taking photos? No. How can I format the card? Where is everything? Where is the information? Where is the information I'm used to all the time to look at in my LCD screen, whether it's a phone or a digital camera from other companies, or something I have to relate to so I'm not making any mistakes? That's why you are not a real photographer. You're just actually buying this thing to take photograph based on what this thing can give you. Not for you to imagine what can you do next. How old are you? Probably very young. And probably you're not a photographer. Because if you are a real photographer, you will enjoy the experience. Because you already know this is how it used to be from day one. They invented the box to go through the light, to see the subject, and to hit it back again, and transfer it, and make it into an image later on whatever it's a paper, or whatever the thing they used to print it on. I don't want to go through educational photography. But the first thing, everybody look at this camera. They don't even know it's an MD. They don't even know what is it called. Probably don't even know the company, what is it all about. And why is it Leica making such a thing? People compare this to all the other cameras in the market right now. Where is the screen? How can I zoom in? How can I zoom out? Where is the aperture? They don't know the aperture, it's on the lens. From day one, it used to be on the lens, whether it's a medium format or whether it's like an old system. Because that's the real deal. That's how it used to be things. Today, whatever generation it is today, they're looking at things because they want it very easy. They don't care about imagining things. They just wanted to see something they want to capture, and that's it. It's too much money. Wow. I can buy so many things with this money. Go ahead. Why we need to know? Nobody's interested to know what can you do with the money. We're not doing financial competition, whether you have the money or you don't have the money. Of course, money, it's a tool for us to get what we need and want. In exchange of that, we get what we need. We give money, we get something back in return. So we don't need to know what can you do with the money. It's your financial privacy. But when such a company thinks back and say, we are the original of the camera creators, producing the best of the best, lenses the best of the best, why don't we just take it a step back from all this digital world and we say, let's create something a bit more fun and more real people are related to back in the days. Of course, I wish everybody well and everybody have a long time in their life, whether it's a life or a career. These people will remember back then. They used to roll a film. Some of them used to have a battery also to put the battery on the camera and just take a shot, and they just wait after 36 or 24 frames are done. They just roll it either manual or if there is a battery automatic and it will rewind. They take it, they put another film, they do the same thing. They didn't have an LCD. They didn't have something called zoom in, zoom out to see the focus. Some people rated this camera as it's an advanced photographer camera. So if I give you a film camera, is it an advanced camera for advanced photographers? Because if you are targeting or saying this is for advanced photographers, so basically this product is advanced. Because you cannot tell a doctor to go to a hospital and he's not a doctor. He needs to be a doctor to be able to go to a hospital to, of course, to treat people well. So this is not an advanced camera. It got the fundamental of the photography inside, the real photography in this camera. It's called ISO, sensitivity of the light. You have the aperture on the lens. And then you have the shutter speed. That's all about it. Exposure compensation. And you have the date and the time. This is photography. You capture the moment and that's it. It's a bit more not advanced for photographers. It just have a technology of, it's not a film related. You cannot just put a film inside. So they made everything easier to put just an SD card, because as I said before, at the end you're gonna end up scanning your photography and then you're gonna put it on the computer for edit and reprint. And then you're gonna go on, share it probably, send it to people, and publication-wise probably also. So it's all about what can you do later on with the photos that you just captured. People say, we can cover the screen and I will save a lot of money. But it's not the same, because you will never cover the screen anyway. Have you ever tried to cover the screen for fun? For 3 seconds? Probably didn't last, because you didn't know what you were doing. You were just, don't know what's going on. That's why you say, I just need to know, and then I don't want to see how you compose. I don't want to see how if you're focusing or not. Do you really know how to use the camera with an LCD screen on it? This is when a company such as Leica just wanted to take real photographers are addicted to the technology of today, whether they are Leica photographers or whether they are like a normal photographers are doing it on a daily basis, to say, you don't need to cover your screen on your recent camera that you own. There is something there we just actually produced. And if you like, it's in our store. Just walk in and have a look. Don't buy it, just have a look. If you like it, we can make a set. Probably if you have M lenses, you can mix and match for your own needs. So you can enjoy your photography based on your decision you have been made. Because again, like a store is just sitting for you to make the right decision. Then this is when you walk in and you say like, I know what I want. But today everybody's holding this camera as a review. And they're just like, we are not used to this. It's like they're speaking on everybody's behalf. We're not used to this, where is the LCD? But before it's been handed to you, you know there's no LCD. Why are we asking the question twice? There is no need for you to say in public, where is the LCD, and everybody can see there's no LCD. And probably knows already that this camera is already out without an LCD. And it's supposed to be like that way. People say, this company is not going to make money from this. Like I don't care. Do you think they're going to just wait for everybody just to line up to buy this camera? Of course not. Because they know what they're doing. And when a company is not racing for let's be out there all the time, every 6 months, as I said before, nobody will respect it as an innovating company. Because these people are the original in the game. They are in the market and they know what's happening. That's why not everybody go to the store and purchase something. They may look, they may put some thoughts on hold for later on decisions to be made. But nobody's gonna have a lineup, because they know that very unique people enter the store to purchase what they need, because they know what's inside the store waiting for them. Nobody's pushing anybody to do anything. Nobody pushing anybody to even buy this camera. Especially these people that they don't know anything about the fundamental of photography. Because this photography is just not just capturing what you see in front of your eyes. You have to adjust it a bit. This is how it works. Today's age, everybody just need to look at some technology that they can see through it, and then they just like save it, what's been through, to save, to store, and to just probably keep it for later on, for whatever reason. But this is not the case with this MD, or probably M10-D also. They just wanted you to take your photography to how is it really used to be. Everybody's just saying that with this money I can get 10 cameras. So why don't you get 10 cameras and enjoy them? And they all have LCDs. Probably will get also memory cards as a gift. We all know that we can get 10 cameras. We're all good with math, especially when it comes to money. We know what kind of big amount of money can transfer to whatever. People say we are better off on this brand. It offers better this and better that. It's obvious. We know. Anybody could know that. They don't need to be an educated person for them not to know. So why we need to hear it? We don't need to hear it. If you like the product, give it a shot. Enjoy it. If you don't like the product and you think it's not for you because of your work, this is a different thought. Probably you will have it in back of your mind. It's like, because you're a real photographer, you know how it works, and you will enjoy it. But if you're one of these people who are just buying a kit camera from whatever brand it is, and just taking pictures of families and birthday parties, and having enjoyable time with the street, and they love what they see in the camera, what is capturing for them, then they are not real photographers. It's just one of the things that you like to listen to music, you like to take pictures, you like to cook sometimes at your house for your friends. But are you a chef? You're not, you just enjoy cooking. Are you a DJ? Are you a music producer when you listen to music? You could put some tracks here and there, but you're not a producer. You just put things together, looks good, and sounds as good. But when you want to be a real photographer, you will notice nobody comments these comments, and nobody review these reviews, even though they know deep inside this is how it was and used to be. Photography, it's all about creativity, imagination, love and passion, capturing the moment and enjoying it, and save it for memories. So you're gonna say that it's amazing what I did. That's why we don't need to know all these reviews. When people hold this camera and try to elaborate about it, their thoughts, because it's meaningless in this way. Sometimes I feel sorry for these people to hold such a camera for a day or two and then they return it back. It's obvious they can't afford it. And it's obvious if it's been handed for them as a gift, believe me, they will be using it. Not because it doesn't have an LCD screen, because it was a gift. But because if it's not a gift, and they need to do the review thing for marketing and personal reasons, so they can get the traffic in. They need to say some things about this product that it might not pleasing, or they may take sides as a normal non-photographer point of view. This is when you see people going to the store of Leica and trying the MD, especially the guys are coming from background of an LCD camera. They're gonna say like, this is very interesting, I'm intrigued. They will be making decisions inside. You never know, I don't know, nobody knows what's inside. But it shows in passion. There is a technology with this camera now. You can actually connect it to your Wi-Fi through your phone with the Leica app. In case you need just to check a few things, you can just do it on your phone right away, and you can continue with your party or whatever you're doing. Because this camera slows you down. Not in a bad way. It just slows you down in a very good way. It makes you think, and then you capture the moment. So the camera, it won't just be your third eye, because the camera will never be a third eye. The camera is your imagination maker. Because if you need a third eye, just put your cell phone in the middle, or just put your camera with an LCD all the time next to your eye. So whatever you see, you just click the button because you already see it, because it's already an advanced camera that with an LCD that it can set the settings according to what the camera sees, not what you wanted the camera to see. Of course, everybody's afraid of having bad photos, exposure-wise especially, because it's all about exposure. Is it dark or is it too bright? You can see the focusing from the screen, because you're gonna have two pictures lining up together to get the proper focus. But if you're a real photographer, you say, I want my depth of field to be like this way. I want it to be on f11. What do I do now? My sensitivity, my ISO, how do I set it up? I want it that way. I want a little bit of a noise. Let's go all the way to 3200. Leica make amazing noise, especially when it comes to the film look on digital format. So you're not missing the film grainish in your image. Then you do the shutter speed, and you have an exposure compensation. You can play with it in case you want to do a little bit of a twist here and there. So you're fine. Before you actually capture the moment, you know how you want it to be, so you capture it. You don't just put on the screen like click, exposure, whatever it is, shutter speed, whatever it is, an ISO, whatever it is, and just click and we call it a day. Boring. I want it black and white. I don't want a clean photo. What do? I look at my camera with the 3 settings only inside, and I say, this is how I want it. We live in a generation today, everything is very advanced and easy to use. But we still need something to set us back and make us appreciate this advanced technology we are having every day today, that we're using it according to technology, not according to us as photographers. That's why Leica comes to display and make something called Leica without an LCD camera to show you the passion of photography. And this is how it's done. Because again, back then there's no LCD screens and nobody was complaining about it. Nobody was complaining why there's only one film, why there's no two films as a backup. People making fuss of things and they know exactly they don't need it, but they just like to talk. But when it comes to reality, nobody uses it. Everybody wants the settings here and there. Everybody wants the buttons in the empty space of this camera. They comment, they say like, why didn't they use this dead space to put a button there? Are you using that button? This is the question. So if you're an engineer yourself, will you make your camera look like a keyboard? Photography is only about few things in mind to take a photo. It's not a machine, it's not a computer, it's not a software. We don't need too many menus because we don't use them at all. We will go back all the time to the basics. White balance, ISO, shutter speed, basics. We don't do nothing else. How many times did they dig inside the menu all the way deep inside to do a setting that you never used? Because at the end, people just like to talk. That's why what separates the real photographers who absorb and love what they do and appreciate the technology and appreciate something like MD is sitting around for us, as none of the manufacturer did it before. And there's a difference between someone who just rely on their third eye machine just to capture whatever they see. They don't care about the settings as long as it's been captured. It's not just a photography, it's just documenting, proving the point, but that's not a photography. Then you're better off not to look at this MD because it's not for you. We all know what can we do with the money instead of buying the MD. But we are not interested to know what can be done with this money because everybody have a different dreams. Everybody have a different point of views in their life, how to spend their money. And everybody have needs and joy, how they like to spend this kind of money on something else instead of buying the MD. But because we are watching this photography technology, that's why we are interested to see what is this MD all about. That's why these people click on these videos and reviews, so they know what's going on. Because you already know how much is it, and you know already it's expensive and selling everything apart from the other cameras, regardless which company made. So that's why don't confuse everything together. It's a camera, sits by its own, with their own crowd, everything. And they're doing fine. Because there is people for this market, and there is people for this path. This is real photographer world. This is not just people are just buying technologies and they like just to play with it and ask for so many demands that they don't need at all. This is when they become so minimalistic with their approach to cameras that everybody don't like, or everybody try to pick up at the price, or what can they do them for with the money instead of buying this camera from Leica store, they can buy it from someone else. Because they don't understand the fundamental of the photography. And this company, Leica, they put themselves not in a bubble, but in a very strong borders, how things should be done only inside Leica, not to look at outside. Because if they look outside and look at their competitors all the time, they will join the club like them. But they decide not to. That's why they have a very strong borders. not to be like these people. That's why they set apart with their technology and innovation and creativity, from design-wise, technology-wise, idea-wise. None of the companies of today thought to make something without an LCD screen, besides if it was only film, no matter how retro they're trying to go. That shows what's original, it will be always original.